Everything was going great in my life until January 3rd, 2008. I was home relaxing after work, and I get a phone call. And it's my friend from the hospital. Ellen, your father is here. He wants you to come pick him up. And I hear my father yelling in the background. What's wrong with him? Why is he in the hospital? She says, I don't know. He won't let us examine him. You better come and pick him up. So I drive over to Coney Island Hospital. It's about 6:30 in the evening. And I go into the emergency room, and there is my father, fully dressed, sitting in one of the cubicles with my friend, and he is furious. He's going, bring me home! Bring me home! What took you so long? Bring me home! And I said, Dad, calm down. What happened? What are you doing here? Are you okay? He said, they kidnapped me. The NYPD, they kidnapped me. I want you to sue them. You have to sue them. They kidnapped me. They put me in handcuffs. I said, Dad, I was worried about him. He was so upset. And he tells me the following story. He's coming home from running some errands. He's shopping for my mom, as he always does. I should mention he's 87 years old. And he always goes out like a gentleman with his hat and his shoes polished. This is a man who never wears jeans or sneakers. He's refined. He's a gentleman. And he's done his errands. He has his bags of groceries. And he takes the city bus home in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, as he's done 1,000 times. And the bus pulls over and he starts to get off the bus. But for some reason, on this day, January 3rd, 2008, he stops on the second step. And he won't get off the bus. And he's kind of nervous today, and he panics. And of course, the classy people of Brooklyn are piling up behind him. And in their refined, classy way, they're going, come on, Pops, move it. Move it, Pops. And I'm sure somebody poked him. And he's going, don't touch me. Leave me alone. Don't touch me. And he's a very dignified man. He's so refined and dignified, but something's gone crazy today. He's going, don't touch me. And they go, come on, move it, guy. We got stuff to do. We got to go. He won't get off the bus. Now, he happens to be blind in one eye from years of macular degeneration, and he's only partially sighted in the left, but he's too proud to tell anybody that he might need some help getting off those steep steps. And the bus driver's going, come on, man. Get off the bus. I'm on a schedule here. Let's go. Let's go. And nobody helps this fragile, dignified older man off the bus. So the bus driver he's at the bus stop. He calls 911. The cops come. They practically lift him off the bus onto the sidewalk. And the angry people of Brooklyn leave. And the bus takes off. And now the two NYPD, the refined gentlemen of the NYPD are now interviewing my father. What's your name, sir? My name is Walter. What's your last name, sir? I'm not telling you my last name. Nobody uses last names these days. It's true, you know. When you think about it. Really, look, next time you're in a store, there's hardly anyone wearing ID badges, let alone last names. He goes, I'm not telling you my last name. It's private. And he said, where do you live, sir? I'm not telling you, it's private. Could we see some ID? No. Dad, why didn't you tell them? Yeah, that's the police. You can't argue with the police. They ask you for your ID, you got to show them. Because I want to sue them. They lifted me up. They put me in handcuffs. Apparently they took him, because he wouldn't cooperate and say where he lived, they put him in an ambulance, handcuffed behind his back, like what they call an EDP, emotionally disturbed person. And they whisked him to Coney Island Hospital in the emergency room. He's humiliated. All he wanted was to go home, to be released to the sidewalk where he can make his way home to my mom, who's waiting at home, on the clock for the groceries so she can prepare dinner. But But he doesn't come home. Now he's in the emergency room. And it's a mess. So I said, Dad, you're here. Why don't you at least let them examine you, see what's going on? And no, don't touch me. I'm fine. Take me home. Take me home. Fine. So I start escorting him, and I say, I'm going to sign you out AMA, against medical advice. My friend gives me the papers, so I sign him out. We're going home. I call my mom. Dad's here. She goes, bring him home. Bring him home. Fine. So I'm trying to get him out of the emergency room. My car's in the parking lot. I'm going to take the man home, restore him to his life, try to undo this little glitch in their orderly, serene lives. And we're walking through the emergency room, and I'm taking him. He's fragile, but he's furious. And then we're right by the door. He won't come. He won't come with me. And he says, I want to see the psychiatrist. Which seems like a good idea. Fine, Dad, fine. So I take him, I'm holding him by the arm, we go down the long corridor to the psych emergency room, where, by the way, I work as a psychiatrist. So now I'm bringing my own father into the suite of rooms where I work during the day as a psychiatrist for him to be evaluated. So we go in there, and I see that the doctor on duty, it's right now it's evening time, it's Dr. B who's on tonight. Dr. B. He's my least favorite doctor because he works so slowly. The nurses have a nickname for him. They call him Plan B. So I say, hey, Dr. B, here's my dad. He had a little bit of trouble today. And I start to tell him the story, but it becomes apparent that there are about 3 other people waiting to be seen. And I would like to jump the line because I work at this freaking place. And my father's 87 years old and shouldn't be kept waiting. But they, sit my father in the corner, and he's having they give him a sandwich and some tea, and he's relaxing. And now it's getting late, and I got to get home to my kids. So I pray that he'll be okay, and Dr. B will finally see him, and I head home. My father is named Walter Vladimir Weinberg, and he was born June 14, 1920 in Odessa, which is in the Ukraine, in Russia. If you fly to Moscow and make a right, for a couple of thousand miles, you get to Odessa. His father was Jacob Weinberg, a trained concert pianist and composer. And his mom was Teresa Bernstein Weinberg, who was from an aristocratic family in Germany and did watercolors and apparently spoke a few languages and was very erudite. And Jacob Weinberg was very serious about his concert work and his compositions, and he entered he wrote a concerto and he entered into a contest, and he won first prize of $1,000, and he took his wife and little Walter, their only son, to New York, where they settled on the Upper West Side. And Jacob Weinberg started teaching at the New York College of Music and Hunter College, and he had his debut at Carnegie Hall in 1947, and this is from a program.